How's it going everyone, and welcome back to another FPL video. With under 24 hours until the deadline, we will create the best wildcard team in my opinion for Gameweek 4, as well as looking at the premium FPL combinations from 40 wildcard teams, so do stick around until the end of the video. I put out a tweet earlier in the week asking for some of you to send me your wildcard drafts so that I could have a look at the premium combinations and what the current trends are. Thank you to every single one of you that's contributed. If you're new here and enjoy the content, please do subscribe. It goes a long way in helping the channel grow. Let's get straight into the trends and combinations now. When I say premium combinations, I mean what are people doing with the most expensive players in the game? Who are they getting and what combinations are they using, since we can't own them all? After analyzing 40 wildcard drafts, the combinations were pretty clear. Starting with a pair of premium FPL players, there was no doubt that the higher pairing options were Salah and Ronaldo, as well as Salah and Trent at 85%. The shocker really is that those of us not on a wildcard own Salah and Bruno, and in the 40 teams that I've analyzed, they were in just 7.5% of teams. I know, madness. But this does mean that if you aren't on a wildcard, owning this pair could be a bit more differential than you're used to and could help you gain in rank. Moving on to a combination of 3 premium FPL players on a wildcard, there was clearly one standout combination, which is Trent, Ronaldo and Mo at 65%. Lukaku is in a handful of teams with a tasty fixture against a Martinez-less Aston Villa, and Harry Kane was in just 2 teams out of 40, which is crazy, because he plays against Crystal Palace and could easily smash it. The Ronaldo hype is absolutely real. When it came to a combination of 4 premium players, just 4 teams out of the 40 that I've had a look at has managed to fit them in, and they were evenly split. 2 out of the 40 owns Mo, Trent, Lukaku and Ronaldo, and the other 2 replaced Lukaku with Bruno. Having 4 premium FPL players will surely take a lot of the budget and make your team a little less balanced than I'd like, which is why I suggest going for 3 instead of 4. Now that we've had a look at the combinations and the trends with everybody on wildcards at the moment, I thought, let's try and make the best wildcard team for Gameweek 4. And I figured there's no better way to do it than just kicking it old school on the FPL website, no graphics, tinkering, and creating a team from scratch. Well, this is my team at the moment, and I still quite like it. I mean, the only player I don't quite like here is Danny Ings, because I plan to have him for just the first 3 game weeks, and I mean, his next few fixtures aren't too favorable. Although, he did return in every game so far, 2 goals and an assist. If you're new and you don't actually know me, this is the first time you're watching me, let's have a look at my FPL history so far. I started off really well this season. I was just under 32k after Game Week 1. Game Week 2 with quite a good green arrow, and Game Week 3 it went downhill. I captained Bruno, captained Blank, and there's nothing worse than that. Having a look at my previous seasons, you can see I've played for 5 seasons before this. In my first season, just under 29k, 7.4k in the next season, and my worst rank to date, which is 86k. 58k in the next season, and last season, 7.7k despite my best points finish at 2,500. And you know the crazy thing, if you had me on Twitter and you know, you've actually followed my journey, you would have known that last season at one point I was 550th in the world. I think it was around Gaming 22 or 24. And then I just didn't get in Gundogan and it all just went downhill. Oh, my team kit. I think this is the first season I haven't done it yet. I know. How obsessed can I be with FPL if I haven't done my team kit yet? Anyway, let's move on to picking the best wildcard team that I would think for Gameweek 4. I've noticed a trend with everybody. Everybody has a lot of Wolves players in their teams, like Traore, Wolves defense. and very few Chelsea defense, which I'm quite surprised with. Chelsea look to have the best defense in the league. I mean, 10 men against Liverpool for one half of a game, and they didn't concede a goal. You have to have a Chelsea defender if you're wildcarding right now. Okay, so did I click transfers? No. Okay. In my team, you just have to remove Bruno at the moment. If you're wildcarding, you're getting Ronaldo, Lukaku. Well, mainly Ronaldo, but I'm still quite tempted on Lukaku at the moment. I just want to put it out there that I am personally not wildcarding. If you've watched my recent video, you'd already know the reasons why I'm not wildcarding, and if you're still considering whether to wildcard or not, I suggest watching my previous video, which is my Gameweek 4 team selection, as well as whether you should wildcard or not. I basically listed a few reasons why you should or shouldn't wildcard, and with me having 2 free transfers and no issues in my team, and I still quite like it, there is no way that I'm wildcarding. You know what? Benrahma has been dropped by a lot of players, FPL managers. But with this run and how consistent he's been, I can't see him dropping. I can't see me dropping him from a wildcard team. Mason Greenwood, I think, is a good player to have with this one game week, but with Ronaldo in the team, Rashford getting fit, Cavani coming back, Martial in the team, Sancho, I can only imagine that Greenwood's minutes would be managed. Although he's been so consistent, if I was the manager, I wouldn't drop him. But, we're sitting here behind a laptop. We don't know all that much, really. Okay, let's go straight into it. Now, I want Ronaldo long term, which is why I'll put him into my team right now. The player that I want for this one game week to captain is Lukaku. But we need to put Ronaldo in here, to fill up all the budget, to see that we have enough in the bank to get Ronaldo next game week. I quite like, Torres, but at the moment he's played 3 games in the international break, and Pep Roulette. Okay, let's put him in for now. The player I think that could play false 9 in Man City would be Gundogan. My nemesis Gundogan. And yeah, I quite like him. I mean, other options that I've seen in midfield that everybody's getting in is Rafinha. Now, remember, with everything that's going on, we're going to find out today from the manager presses what was the final outcome. Are the Brazilian players allowed to play this game week or not? For one game week on the wildcard, I'd probably have Torres and Gundogan and switch one of them out for Rafinha next game week. I've seen Sa in midfield and Traore as well. Not for me personally, but I see the appeal. I won't lie. They have quite good fixtures in there. Like I said, we have to have a Chelsea defender. Now, do I replace Ben White or Ayling? Ben White has such great fixtures, but Arsenal at the moment are not very convincing. But this could be a turning point for them. Maybe this is where the season kicks off. Okay, let's look at Luke Ayling. Good fixtures as well after Liverpool. Who do you trust more, Arsenal or Leeds? Okay, I'll stick with Luke Ayling at the moment. Let's go. How much do I have? Okay, let's go with the goalkeeper first. Do I want to keep Sanchez? I mean, fixtures aren't too bad, if you're being honest. If you're not in a wildcard, Sanchez is a hole for sure. But the keeper I'd like to have, I think, would be out of budget for me. 5 million. I don't think I can have him, to be honest. What about Raya? I'm not too sure of the pronunciation of his name. 4.6. Is he 0.1 too far? While Liverpool and Chelsea in the next few games, as well as West Ham, which we have to consider now as a top 4, top 6 team with the way they're playing. Nope, not Raya. Let's look. Who are our options really? I like to get a keeper that's 4.5 million or so. Oh. Yeah, it is. Watford have great fixtures to come, and yeah, I would go for Bachmann over Sanchez at the moment on a wild card. Why not? It's worth a try. 5.1. Let's go for Chelsea. Chelsea defense, we need them. Chelsea. Sort by... No. Okay, it's fine. Total points is fine. Let's see. How much do we have? 5.1. I think the players I'd like to have is James, although, you know, he's suspended this game week. At 5.6 is out of budget. Next in line, I would like Rudiger, who's also out of budget, but Christensen isn't. After speaking to a few Chelsea fans and, you know, monitoring the whole Chelsea defense and the Chelsea situation, it seems that Christensen is nailed at the moment. So I think he's worth having. Even with the tough run of fixtures, I can easily see Chelsea keeping a clean sheet against Spurs and City. If you're on a wildcard, you have to have Chelsea defense. Yeah, how much do I have in the bank? 0.1? Not too bad, and I quite love this team. My captain this game week, if I had Ronaldo in the team, I'm still not too sure if he's going to start. The presses today will tell us a bit more. Will Oli tell us if Ronaldo is definitely starting? I think that will be a huge factor in whether you consider having Ronaldo this game week or not. I know a lot of you have already brought him in. I mean, how many teams is he in at the moment? Let's have a look. Sure. Over 20% ownership, and he hasn't even kicked a ball yet. He hasn't played a second of football yet. This is crazy. For me, for one game week, I would like to have Lukaku. And let me tell you why. Because let's go here. Aston Villa. Martinez is not playing this game week. Aston Villa without Martinez is not Aston Villa, let's be honest. Martinez saves them in almost every game, and the reason for that is that Martinez is unavailable for the match against Chelsea because of quarantine regulations and is expected back next game week. If Tuchel tells us that Lukaku is fine, he has no injury concern, and he is playing this game week, and that he will be starting, Lukaku will easily be the player I look at and captain in my own team, besides just being on a wildcard. If you're on a wildcard, you're setting your team up for a few game weeks, right? Why not have Lukaku for one game week, captain him, and then move him on to Ronaldo the next game week, when we're certain Ronaldo is probably going to start. The first game week, this game week, Ronaldo's first game, do we think he'll start, or is he going to come on to a standing ovation and make his first game back to Man United one for all spectators around the world? A standing ovation and the perfect comeback for Ronaldo. I can still see him scoring, to be honest, even if he plays 30 minutes or so. But for me, I would go Lukaku over Ronaldo for one game week, assuming he's fit. And have money in the bank for Ronaldo. Keep that 1.1 million in the bank. Get Ronaldo in probably straight after the deadline, because Ronaldo is definitely going to increase in price more than once for the next game week. And yeah, there you have it. If I was in a wildcard right now, this is the team I would have. And yeah, I would actually keep Luke Shaw, because with Ronaldo in the team now, Luke Shaw is going to be pinging them crosses in one after one with how good Ronaldo is in the air. If you're in a wildcard, let me know. Let me know your team. Now that you've seen what I think is the best wildcard team if you're on a wildcard right now, I wanted to have a look at just one more wildcard team, which is from FPL Buna on Twitter. I'm sure quite a few of you may know him. He's a big figure of the FPL community on Twitter and a really nice guy at that. Anyway, this is his current wildcard draft, and if you've just seen my team with 2 free transfers still available, you'd know that I can get to this exact starting 11 with just a -4, which further shows why I don't need to use my wildcard yet. I've made some good decisions starting the season and have been on the right side of luck for the majority of the time, well, besides the captaincy blank in Gameweek 3. I haven't made my 2 free transfers yet and will be waiting to hear from Klopp, Tuchel and Ole later today before pulling the trigger on these transfers. If you haven't already watched it, do check out my team selection video for Gameweek 4 and whether you should wildcard or not. Like, subscribe and share the video with your mates. Good luck for Gameweek 4 everyone. Send me your questions and remember to FPL responsibly.